So welcome to our project, Lamar Thrift. I am Franklin Wu, the student scholar, and my educator is Miss Sally Weaver. So today we just plan to share some of the background on our project, the actions we've made so far, and some of our plans moving forward. First, some of the background. The EPA estimates that globally we generate over 2 billion tons of waste annually. And though high-income countries only account for 16% of the global population, they generate about 34% of this total waste. From a young age, we learn about recycling as an individual action to help the climate crisis, but it's more than just that. We need to keep as much waste as we can out of landfills. So I found inspiration for a solution in the town of Kamakatsu in Japan, which has been in the process of transforming itself into a zero-waste city. The town has a thrift shop where residents can drop off items they don't want anymore, and others can take them for free. And in this town of 1,500 residents, the shop was able to rehome over 985 pounds of waste this January alone. So applying this idea to our own community of Lamar, a school with over 100 active student organizations and 300 students, we knew we could make a difference. So some research has found that personal mitigation behavior, for example, reducing waste, can increase willingness to adopt collective action. And this project is helping to build a bridge by showing how personal mitigation behavior can create larger community impact. Participants reduce waste individually, but we share the collective impact that is generated by community waste reduction, building the bridge from personal to collective action. And with that idea in mind, here are just our mission and vision statements. And now onto the bulk of the presentation, our action. And this is where we highlight our key partnership with other Lamar clubs to make Lamar Thrift an integral part of the community. So the first aspect, to facilitate our exchanges, I developed a fully functional website in partnership with the Computer Science National Honor Society. The site hosts a forum where students can post and reserve items. The slide, as you can see, visualizes how a form is used. The student creates an account on the website, creates a post with the item and a description, comments on any unreserved items they would like, and drops off the item at the designated times. I worked with one of our team members, Rohan Mahendru, who is the president of the Computer Science National Honor Society, to help moderate and keep track of this website these past few months. And so this slide just goes into further detail, showing some images from the website. You can see the forums and a list of the current and past items. We also have a list of members, over 50 of which have joined since November. And I also included the UI to the right to show how a post is made when you're posting an item. So onto the actual drives themselves. Here's a picture of the first drive we hosted. I partnered with a student group that is doing their CAST project, which is part of the IB program, to help run this specific drive. I also partnered with the National Honor Society, which promotes programs and offers community service to members that participate in these projects. I worked with another team member, Fletcher Seidel, who was a member and liaison of the NHS. And before this first drive, I presented at 2 NHS meetings, which had over 150 students, to publicize the drive and let them know about this project. And we collected a bunch of different items and gave them to new owners at this one. The next slide shows our second drive, which included all the same components as the first one. But one thing that we did add was that we realized that volunteers running the drive had a lot of time on their hands in between the drop-off and pickup periods. So to kind of correct that, we with a whole new group of volunteers, we organized a sign-up genius and hosted a drive in conjunction with just a mini side project where we spent our time decorating meal bags for another organization called Kids Meals, which gives food to people in the Houston area. And so, yeah, you can see the bags we decorated on the right, but we still did all of the drive initiatives we had before. And so the last aspect of our action is we recognize that creating public and private partnerships and reaching beyond the school was another way to contribute to our vision and prolong the mission beyond this year. And so Green City Recycler is an organization that specializes in textile recycling, and we work to create a partnership with them and Lamar Thrift. Here's some of the paperwork we had to get sorted out, which includes permitting for the land we had to use on the school premise. And there were a lot of more forms that we had and clearances we had to get done, but this is just some of them that we included. And we also know that this is an important aspect of our mission. Oh, next slide. And so, yeah, here we can quantify how important textiles are in terms of reducing waste and carbon emissions. You can just see, yeah, that statistic. And so we also hired a professional graphics designer who partnered with us for free to help design the bin images. And on the next slide, you can see the finished product. Here is the bin itself, which we placed in the public area of the school parking lot so that everyone in the community, not just Lamar, can participate in textile recycling. And yeah, moving on to just our next steps. A big thing we're going to be working on with the NHS is to create digital promos and work with teachers and admin to spread the word about the bin since it is relatively new, and as well promote textile recycling. We will continue to host the drives and use the grant funding we received to update the website and improve user interaction to help transition Lamar Thrift to younger students to continue the project and collaborations. And we will be working to transition Lamar Thrift as a part of the School Environment Club with the National Honor Society, hopefully taking on the drives, and the ComSci NHS helping to manage the website. Thank you so much. And so, yeah, that's everything. We included the website link in case you want to check it out and get in touch. But yeah, now we're, I guess, open to questions.